Yo, what is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody is doing good. Y'all know why we're here. We're talking playoffs. We're talking playoffs, baby. It's Divisional Round Weekend preview, game day preview, predictions, and game day picks. I got my picks for y'all. It is a very good slate of games, something to be excited about, even if your team is not in the postseason anymore. There is a lot of great contests that we can still discuss. Last week, I did okay. I was 500 on the mark, 3-3 on the point spread. Not great, but at least I didn't lose all my money. At least I earned something on the bank, 53% on the season. And I mean, we're going to be above the 500 mark now with the remaining contests going through the regular playoffs. So it was a good season for me versus the spread. Let's talk about the first game on the board. It is those Houston Texans taking on the Baltimore Ravens. CJ Stroud, my guy. He's my guy, and everyone's fading this already. The spread is a lot larger than I had anticipated, but I understand. CJ Stroud only in one playoff game. He wins his one playoff game. Now he travels to Baltimore. He won the first one at home, so everyone's saying rookie mistakes are going to come into play, but have we seen Lamar Jackson do much in the postseason? I think that's a big caveat that everybody still has to understand. Yes, 13-4. We get it. The record in Baltimore is supreme. You know, not many injuries for these Ravens outside of Marlon Humphrey, which is a big one. He is not suiting up in this contest, so CJ Stroud and Nico Collins should be able to make noise, even though you got Kyle Hamilton and you got guys like Roquan and Queen. They're going to be rushing after a CJ Stroud, so the offensive line is definitely going to have to be on point in this contest. But I'm telling y'all, this Houston Texans team is different, man. They are scrappy. They are good on the defensive side. DeMeco Ryans has them ready every single week. And as long as CJ Stroud is playing top dog football, you're going to see him dissect the field and find open room to gallop through for his wide receivers. We'll see. The run game is going to be very important here. Is Devin Singletary going to be able to carry the load, or will we see a little bit more ground and pound from a Dameon Pierce? That is going to be big. Not much for the injury report. Noah Brown is out. He is now on IR for these Houston Texans, where Jerry Hughes has been ruled out. Everybody else, there was some injuries early on in the week. Everybody else looks to be good to be suiting up in this contest. First one on Saturday, man. The Ravens are favored at 9.5 points. I'm taking these Houston Texans at plus 9.5. Even if the Texans do lose this contest, I do think it's going to be a lot closer than 10 points. So let's go with the Houston Texans at plus 9.5. CJ Stroud, man, he's been absolutely dynamic. Eventually, he's going to hit the wall, but I do believe this Ravens team in the playoffs, they got to prove it. You got to prove it, Lamar. No more excuses. You want to be the top dog in the league, you got to start winning in these playoffs. Let's go Houston, man, 9.5. Green Bay Packers taking on those 49ers. Okay, feeling the love for love, like I told y'all, man. This guy's for real. He's legit. Does he got elite capabilities? Absolutely. He's throwing some of those passes identically like Aaron Rodgers used to throw. The throwing motion is definitely on point. But what do we expect, man? Sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for what, 3 seasons? You knew it was going to be similar type skill sets coming from Jordan Love. They look good, man. And I mean, okay, the 49ers taking travel to San Fran on the bye, minus 9.5 for these 49ers, and it's warranted. San Fran is one of the best, if not the best team in the entire NFL. They should dance all the way to the Super Bowl as long as they don't kill themselves when it comes to their play. Brock Purdy, don't turn the ball over. Do what you do. Kyle Shanahan should have these guys ready. Green Bay should challenge in this contest. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout per se, even though the spread does say 10 points, but I do think the 49ers are going to be too much for this Jordan Love team. While I do believe in the Packers build and how they have built this team, we got A.J. Dillon, Jerry Alexander on the injury report. Big one for Alexander. If he doesn't play, that's a big ups for the San Francisco 49ers. If Alexander plays, now it kind of evens down a little bit, and I wouldn't hate taking Green Bay at plus 9.5. But 49ers relatively healthy, man. Greenlaw's going to likely play with that Achilles injury, and then Farrell is out with a knee, so relatively healthy at this point of the season. So 49ers playing at home on the late game for the Saturday slate. You got to like everything that's going down. Christian McCaffrey, he was dealing with that calf injury before the season went out. He is good to go, so there's going to be a big-time plethora of touches going to CMC. We're going to see a lot of Debo. This offense is very good, okay? Yes, the 49ers got smacked in the mouth by the Ravens in the season. That's in the past, y'all. This is the playoffs, and I'm telling y'all, teams will bring their best A game. I do foresee Green Bay competing early, but I think the 49ers do run away with this rather late in this contest, and they should cover the spread at 9.5 points. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, first game on Sunday, taking on the Detroit Lions, taking their talents to Motown. And the Bucks are relatively healthy as well. So are the Lions. I mean, at this point of the season, it is a war of attrition. Are you healthy enough to bolster a top-end roster to fill and see where you're going to go in this playoffs, man? Baker Mayfield has been playing very well, showcased his talents once again versus those Philadelphia Eagles. They played already once this year, and back in Week 5, Detroit beat them 20-6. But, I mean, that's a long time ago where these Buccaneers have figured something out in this offense, utilizing Rachaad White a lot more, continuing to throw to Evans and Godwin. Try to get your tight end involved in certain situations, maybe, chain moving opportunities, third down, goal line upside opportunities. Shaquille Barrett dealing with an ankle, Chase Edmonds dealing with a toe, Godwin with a knee. Nobody's expected to miss this contest from what I'm seeing at this point, so that is good news for them. While we got the Lions injury report, Khalif Raymond dealing with a knee and Sam Laporta with the knee. Did not practice on Thursday. He's likely going to suit up again since he played last week. We don't foresee any issue unless he really tweaked that knee that he's not going to play in this contest. Detroit looked great last week. What can we say, man? I mean, Jared Goff has this team moving, has this team rolling. Coach Campbell is biting off kneecaps in the best way. I mean, these Lions, they look good. What can you say? They get Khalif Raymond back. I think that's absolutely important. They used a lot of Josh Reynolds last week. Khalif Raymond is also the speedy one. Mismatch play, gets his 4 targets a game, and does make some big plays. So it's not like he's important. Laporta is obviously way more important, but this defense in Tampa Bay is good enough to at least stand this power punch, and Vita Vea is going to try his best to stifle this run game. If you can stifle the Detroit Lions run attack, you can start attacking Jared Goff. That is going to be key. So I expect the front 7 of these Tampa Bay Buccaneers to bring the bum rush on a Jared Goff. It is going to be interesting. Lions right now favored at minus 6.5. It's one of these contests where I do believe that it's all in the hands of Baker Mayfield. While the defense should be able to do what they're doing, Baker's got to put points on this board. And the way he's playing, with the confidence that he has right now in his game, Bake Show should absolutely be baking. And I think it's closer. Even though I do believe the Lions do win this contest, I believe that the Buccaneers will keep it closer than 7 points. Let's go Tampa Bay, plus 6.5. Now we're moving on to the last contest of the divisional round playoffs, and it is my Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia, let's go, baby. Now's the time, man. I'm telling you, a little bit colder weather contest. Kansas City taking their travels to Buffalo to face Josh Allen and these Bills. They faced off with each other at Week 14 back in Kansas City, where the Bills, won 20-17 off the Kadarius Toney offsides play that was very controversial. Now we got Hockley being the referee for this contest. Man, I am not happy with this at all. He loves to call a lot of penalties for the Buffalo Bills, so this is not going to be good news whatsoever. Kansas City doesn't have a huge deal of injuries. Justin Ross, he's questionable. Kadarius Toney's questionable. The big one is Snead. Could Snead be out of this contest? We will see. It is the injuries questionable on the tag. I haven't seen anything to say that he's not going to play in this contest right now. Nadi's been out. Moore is on the IR return. He is out, and Morris is out with a concussion. Buffalo, on the other hand, they got a plethora of injuries, and it does hurt. Taron Johnson, we're still waiting for him to be cleared in concussion protocol. This is one of the bigger ones on the defensive side. He does so many things on this defense in the secondary. The Buffalo Bills absolutely require Taron to play in this contest. He is on the right side of being cleared of concussion protocol and playing, which is good news. Tyler Rapp has been ruled out. Big loss. Bernard with that ankle injury. We thought he was basically done for the season when it happened, getting carted off the field. He's actually questionable, with an ankle injury. So if he does suit up, that's a big boost. Will he be 100%? Hell no. So it still is a loss in that respect as well. Christian Benford is ruled out with a knee. Big loss. Elam's going to have to play in his replacement. Gabe Davis, once again, with the knee is out. So we're going to have to see a lot of Khalil Shakir and Sherfield. So the Buffalo Bills will see. This is the interesting aspect. We know what playoff Gabe can do, okay? There's a lot of tape that says what the Bills do with Gabe Davis on the field. Is there a lot of tape without Gabe Davis, Khalil Shakir on the field, with a Sherfield, with Hardy? There is not a lot of tape on these Bills in this type of offensive platform. So we'll see how the Bills and Joe Brady do attack this Kansas City Chiefs defense without a Gabe Davis. I think this almost could be a positive when it comes to game script. So we'll see how the Bills do, manifest good plays for these other wide receivers with Gabe out. Rasul Douglas with a knee. He's likely going to suit up. Likewise with Dodson. Big returns for them in that respect. And then Stephon Diggs pops up on the injury report with a foot. There's no way Diggs is missing this contest. But like I'm saying, a laundry list of injuries for these Buffalo Bills. Spector is also out. The punter for the Bills also questionable with that hamstring injury. I mean, it was a awful game that Bills had last week due to injury. So if they can at least get Taron back in this contest, get Bernard back in this contest, the Bills should be able to compete at high levels. We'll see. The Chiefs are not as explosive as they used to be, but it is Patrick Mahomes. I fully expect the run to be very much paramount for both teams. Lots of Isaiah Pacheco, lots of James Cook in this game. We should see a lot of Dalton Kincaid for the Buffalo Bills. Can Travis Kelce correct his dropping problem and Patrick Mahomes find him on the regular? These are going to be massive questions as we go into this contest. It is a big one. And the key here is right now, the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, you want to be put on the, pedestal of being one of the best quarterbacks in everybody's eyes. This is the contest you got to win. We all know Josh Allen is still one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but it's no different than the Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady effect. Manning would always lose to Tom. This is the time now, Josh. We got to put the stamp on these Kansas City Chiefs. It's time to beat a Patrick Mahomes. It's a big one because if the Bills lose this game, they're going to be asking lots of questions. What do we do next? How can we not get over this hump, especially on a Kansas City Chiefs offense that hasn't been as dynamic as it has been in the past? This is a massive game for the Buffalo Bills. As a Bills fan, I'm scared. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I want this game more than anything and then continue on moving on to the Super Bowl. No question. This is the year, baby. We got to make it to the Super Bowl and win that championship, but you got to go through Patrick Mahomes if you want to be taken legitimately for real as that dog with clutch and can beat the top-end competition. 3-3 is the record between Patrick Mahomes and a Josh Allen, so we will see who's going to come out on top. I still got the Buffalo Bills. They're favored at home, -2.5. I'm taking my Bills at -2.5. I'm a little worried, but I'm going to do it because I do believe the Bills have a good game plan. Sean McDermott's defense has been playing lights out, even with all the injuries that they've had. Josh Allen's going to come out like a man on fire, possessed in this contest, and he should be able to carry this Bills team, so I got the Bills at -2.5. But there you go. That is playoffs, baby, divisional round. As we get closer to the Super Bowl, it is exciting. I love it. Hope you guys do as well. It is too damn good. Football is almost over. It does hurt the heart, so I got lots of offseason content for y'all coming up with the NFL Draft, Senior Bowl, and all those good things. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts, and we'll see you next time. I am out.